Hello everyone. Today for Superkids, we are going to read the Big Box Fix-Up. So you're going to need pages 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 because those are all the pages to our story. Remember yesterday, we practiced sounding out some of the big words that were going to be in our story. Let's practice those one more time before we get reading. Remember, if it's underlined in red, that means it is a memory word. All right. So we've got you, said, like, put. The rest of these words we have to sound out. Let's do that together. B-ox, box. B-ox as boxes. And box, sandbox. Add, ed, added, blanket, blanket, and windmill, windmill. Remember we talked yesterday, sandbox and windmill are what we call compound words because they take two words and they smush them together to make one new word. So this word sandbox is made up of sand and box. Put it together, it makes sandbox. Windmill is made up of the word wind and mill, you put it together and it makes the word windmill. Okay, so let's get started. Remember, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. Hot Rod is the super noodle, and he had the Superkids partner up with each other to decorate and design and get super creative to take a box and make it into something new. They could decorate it, cut it up, take it apart, and completely redesign it to make something new. Let's see what the Superkids made their boxes into. Let's get reading. So what you are going to do right now is I want you to pause the video and I want you to read the story by yourself. When you're done reading the story by yourself, you can play the video and then I'm going to read it with you. Okay? So go ahead and pause now. Okay. So all of you should have read the Big Box Fix-Up. Now we are going to read it together. So the Big Box Fix-Up. We're starting on page 6. Alf and I cut up the TV box, said Edabetta. You can nap in it, but it is not a bed. Ooh, that sounds like a clue. You can camp in it, said Alf. But it is not a cabin. That sounds like another clue. Can you tell? So Annabetta said you can nap in it, but it's not a bed. Alf said you can camp in it, but it's not a cabin. Can you tell? Well, it's not a bed. It's not a cabin. It must be a tent. So I'm going to take my pencil or my marker. You're going to take your pencil and go ahead and circle the tent. We are predicting that they must have made a tent out of their box. Okay. Let's turn the page. So now we're on page 7. Fritz and I got an egg box, said Tock. I put sand and mud in it, said Fritz, but it is not a sandbox. Tock said, I put seeds in it, but it is not for the robins. Can you tell? Well, I'm not really sure what's going on in this first picture, but Fritz said it's not a sandbox, so it can't be this. And, oh, I see some robins eating bird seed in this picture, so it can't be that, maybe a bird feeder. So it must be this, and this looks a little bit like a garden. Maybe they made a garden out of their egg box. So let's circle their little garden. Let's keep reading. Ooh. So now we're on page 8 and 9, everybody. Sal and I got the blanket box, said Doc. I added buttons and a fan, said Sal. Doc said, but it is not a windmill. Okay. It is like a rocket, said Sal, but it is not as fast. We got a lot of clues, didn't we? We just got a bunch of clues. One clue was there are buttons and a fan. Another clue is, it's not a windmill. And the last clue is, it's like a rocket, but it's not as fast. Let's see, can you tell? Well, we know it's not a windmill. Do you see this windmill here? So that can't be it. And it's like a rocket, but not as fast. So this is a rocket. That can't be it. Let's cross that out. I guess that must be this. Looks a bit like an airplane. I see buttons and a fan, so that fits all of our clues. Maybe they made an airplane. Let's keep reading. Ooh. Oswald said, I put a quilt on the gift box, but it is not a bed. You can get a snack at the box, said Cass, but it is not a hot dog stand. Can you tell? Well, Oswald told us it's not a bed. Cass told us you can get food at it, but it's not a hot dog stand. So this must be it. This looks like maybe a table with some food on it, maybe like a picnic. We'll have to find out. Now when I look at this picture, I see the Superkids, Lily and Icky. Do you see, it looks like they're smelling something really good. That makes me think that maybe there's something that smells really good underneath that sheet there. Maybe there's a treat or something. We'll have to keep reading to find out what's under there. Hot Rod said, lift the blankets off the boxes. Alf camps in his tent. There's Alf camping in his tent. We were right, it is a tent. Fritz and Tot put the plants in the sun. Oh, so it is like a little plant garden. Doc sits in the jet. Remember, a jet is another name for airplane, so we were right there. Cass has muffins for a snack. The big box fix-up is a lot of fun. So let's take a minute and just look at all of these creative things that the Superkids made. All they started with were boxes. I know they had a TV box, some of them had a blanket box, they just had an egg box, and they were able to use their imaginations and different tools to make their boxes into something special, weren't they? That's pretty exciting. Which box is your favorite? I think my favorite is the garden, how they made their egg carton into a garden. I think that's really cool. Now, I've got a question for you. Why do you think the hot rod made them all cover up what they made? What do you think? I think maybe he had them cover up what they made out of their boxes as a way to make it a little bit of extra fun, make it into a mystery or a surprise. So, thank you everybody for reading The Big Box Fix-Up. I want you for your journal today to think about which was your favorite fix-up box. Which one? And tell me why. So remember, Miss Hagedorn, I thought this one was my favorite because I really like plants and I love growing things. So I thought that was a really cool idea that Fritz and Tock had to put plants in the egg carton. Which was your favorite? Tell me why and send me a picture. Thanks everyone for listening. Bye.